This is the truth about Britney Spears' arrest, DUI, and drug possession. It was a setup by her own team by Salone. A setup by her own team, by her family. They trying to put her back in the conservatorship.
Britney Spears was arrested for a
Britney does look a little drunk every once in a while. But that's just my opinion. But she always in her house, so I don't know. That might just be her personality.
DUI after driving erratically and being in possession of pills. But Britney's arrest is much more complicated than just that, because her manager, Kate Hudson, her mother, Lynn Spears, and both of her sons seem to be in on some kind of plan to take over Britney's life and to force her into treatment. So is Britney really struggling with her
Wait, they said her mother and who else on her family?
struggling with her drinking, or is this just another setup? So let's get into it.
Okay, even if it is like her actually drinking, there's plenty of people that get DUIs and not in a conservatorship. Like, yes, it's fucked up if she really got a DUI, but it happens every day to regular people.
So Britney Spears was arrested, but I think that her arrest is much more complicated than just DUI. I think that there's a connection between her arrest and her recent catalog sale and her team setting her up to fail. I'm not trying to
Wait, she sold her catalog? How much was it worth? Ooh, I know her catalog had to be a lot of money. Let's see. Okay, Britney Spears sold me as well. Oh my God. $281 million. Good job, Britney. Good job. Spend the money while you still here.
be a blinded Britney Spears supporter here. I do think that she did something wrong here. She should not be operating a vehicle while under the influence. And all the reports say that Britney was super regretful and embarrassed over the entire thing. But let's walk through every moment, because around 8:48 p.m. there was a report that someone had called in Britney Spears' vehicle driving on the 101 erratically at a high speed. So we don't know who this person is that called to police, but they got this report, and we do have some of the audio of the dispatch.
City black sedan, erratic braking, swerving, and driving with no taillight. 483, driver is out of the vehicle. We're code 4 on it. 5483, driver out of the vehicle, code 4. Is there a DRE available?
10-4.
5471, requesting a DRE. Is there anyone in Ventura that's a DRE? Ventura 3140, I'm a DRE. I want to bring her to the office. 483. Can you start 1185 for a BMW 430i? 1185 BMW 430i. It's going to be roaded.
So as soon as the police got that tip, they were on their way to go and get whoever this was driving this. It was Britney Spears. Britney almost got away too. She was taking the Thousand Oaks exit, which is where she lives, off of the 101. It was around 9:30 and she was pulled over. Then she had to do several sobriety
Wait, what does he mean she almost got away? Was she on a police chase, or she was just almost home?
test until she was arrested and booked into the Ventura County Jail. Of course, I don't support any kind of like drug use or drinking and driving. I think that that is a major problem, but unfortunately it happens every single day. There's a lot of DUIs happening in Los Angeles probably at every moment. And I think it's interesting that the police decided to do a press conference over Britney's case. I mean, I get it. She is a public person. She's famous, so maybe that's why they
Did they do a press conference when Justin Timberlake got arrested? Y'all remember that? And it just went away.
did this press hearing, but I also feel like they're really trying to beat her down in this moment. Because why do we need the sheriff's office to make a statement on this?
The solo occupant, Ms. Spears, showed signs of impairment and submitted to a series of field sobriety tests. Ms. Spears was subsequently arrested for a violation of California Vehicle Code Section 23152G, driving under the influence of a combination of drugs and alcohol, and booked into the Ventura County main jail. This incident is still under investigation. Chemical tests are still pending.
And the comments get it. This person asks, why is there a press conference? I want to see this same energy for JT. Justin Timberlake. Remember when he was arrested under the influence? Release the body cam of Justin Timberlake right now, this person says. And leave Britney alone. Britney was booked into jail. Her booking sheet revealed that this happened around 3 a.m. on Thursday morning. She was then released 3 hours later at 6 a.m. What I don't love about this timeline is that there are murky details because the call was received at 8:48 p.m. She was pulled over at 9:30, so like almost an hour later. Supposedly she was taken to the hospital and they were testing her blood for her alcohol content. Remember, the legal limit is 0.08. She supposedly had a 0.06, which is below the...
Okay, well, that's confusing then. Was she not drunk then? Because if she was below the legal limit, why she get arrested? Because once you go to the hospital, they test your blood and you're not under the limit, shouldn't they just let you go? Sorry. This
legal
sounds
limit.
suspicious.
There are even some reports suggesting that that time window between 8:48 and 9:30 was actually a chase, that they were trying to chase down Britney's car, and I just don't think that that's what happened. But if it is what happened, then she's, running away for some reason because she's got something to hide.
According to authorities, she was driving erratically, leading to an hour-long chase. Now her own rep is saying she needs help.
Police have not released the results of her testing, but TMZ reported that her people said that it was a 0.06. So even though she was under the legal limit, it looks like she still could get charged for erratic driving or possibly mixing substances. Authorities are also...
If she was at the hospital, couldn't they have tested for drugs though? Like outside of the liquor, they could test for the alcohol. I mean, outside of the alcohol, they could test for drugs. Then they could confirm if she was actually mixing things. Did they just think, because I think when she's on Instagram, she appears very erratic, but maybe that's just her personality and that's how she acts in real life. So when they pulled her over and she was acting that way, they was like, oh, she drunk. But she really just had some wine. I don't know. I need to know. What? Because if she was below the legal limit, she's not drunk and she shouldn't be in trouble.
Investigating pills that were allegedly found.
But if she was still driving reckless, yes, she should be in trouble. But for reckless driving, not for being drunk.
In possession of Britney Spears after her arrest. The pills, which are alleged to be Adderall, were obtained by Britney in Mexico, according to TMZ. However, authorities are conducting tests to assert whether the pills are true pure Adderall or laced with other drugs. This comes after reports that Adderall obtained in Mexico contains fentanyl, cocaine, or meth. Sources say that TMZ claims that Britney goes to Mexico a lot, so maybe part of the reason why she goes on these trips is to get this medication. It's also been revealed that Britney was reportedly extremely emotional during her booking and was crying a lot throughout the process. Oh, that just breaks my heart because she's trying so hard to keep it together with everything against her. I mean, keep in mind, this woman has PTSD. She's like probably paranoid, struggling. She cannot trust anyone, and she doesn't want to let anyone down, especially her son. So I can understand why she is so emotional in this moment.
I feel like anybody who knows anything about Britney's story knows that police, hospitals, that's all very triggering for her. Police have not released Britney's blood alcohol content, but of course TMZ has sources and claimed that Britney's was below the legal limit at 0.06. Again, if you know anything about Britney's story, you know that she was in a hospital when her dad and Lou Taylor allegedly went to the courthouse and got her into a conservatorship.
A source close to Britney says that she's emotional and regretful about the situation. She's also embarrassed because of how it could affect her sons. She loves them very much and never wants them to feel like she's letting them down. Following Britney's arrest, it looks like a representative shared that her sons will be by her side as they hope to get her through this difficult phase. Quote, her boys are going to be spending time with her. Her loved ones are going to come up with an overdue, needed plan to set her up for success and well-being. Okay, I'm a little caught off guard. Plan sounds like a conservatorship. Are her sons about to put her into a conservatorship?
Well, if not, maybe plan just means plan to get her help, like plan to put her into rehab if it really does have a drug or alcohol problem. Now, if they put her back in a conservatorship, that seems fucked up to me. Everyone makes mistakes.
But Britney's close manager, Cade Hudson, I feel like he could be part of the problem. He's at least not done great things for his client. I feel like Britney is constantly at war with him. I mean, he kind of got exiled from the entertainment industry because he was fired from one of the major agencies for supposedly using his power to go and hook up with guys. That is what the report said online. It's not my experience. But Cade actually put out a statement after Britney's arrest, and it just makes her look bad. Cade says that this is an unfortunate incident that is completely inexcusable.
Wait, Britney's manager, Cade Hudson.
Britney's going to take the right steps and comply with the law, and hopefully this can be the first step in a long overdue change that needs to occur in Britney's life, he said. Cade had that statement ready to go, huh? It kind of seems like this was like a setup. I mean, maybe that's a conspiracy here. Britney does have court on May 4th. May the 4th be with her on that date. But I want to talk about some of the details. So the caller said that the car was moving very fast, braking suddenly and swerving across the lanes. They also mentioned the vehicle did not have a working taillight. Who's the one that actually called on Britney Spears at 8:48? And why did it take almost an hour for officers to do anything?
Somebody called to report someone driving and weaving out of the freeway in Ventura County. So she wasn't just spotted by a police officer, somebody called. What I'm seeing is a lot of people think that this was a setup by an inside person.
Oh, I can smell the conservatorship coming. Sources familiar with the situation and close to Britney want the judge to order her into a program rather than to sentence her to any time behind bars for the DUI. We're told people close to her, Cade, they believe that this could be a pivotal moment, one where the focus shifts to getting her help and support instead of punishment. This person on Reddit.
I mean, shouldn't she go into a program if she actually needs help? Because if they took it to the hospital, I'm sure they tested for everything, right? Or that's just proof that she was not intoxicated. Like either the hospital visit is going to help or hurt her.
It writes, I worry that her story will not have a nice ending. She really needs help, and those close to her just use her for money, it seems. Honestly, it's not a far-fetched statement. I do think that a lot of people in her life are profiting from her, and this conservatorship going away, it did not help the situation. I feel like these people want their money again, and if they could set Britney into a place to where she doesn't have control over her finances, they can go and do the same thing all over again, especially now that she sold her catalog for, what, $200 million.
Britney's lucky it was only a DUI and something not much more tragic. Let's be real. We have to acknowledge that fact. Britney Spears is not well. We have all watched Britney struggle for decades now.
How do we know she's not well? Now, when I see her online, does she look a little drunk? Yes. But is she in the comfort of her house? Yes. And also, the dance move she's doing looks like the dance move she was doing back in the day. All of these are like very choreographed dance moves. I think she's just reliving her glory days. Why she drink some wine?
With severe mental health issues on and off. This woman has been scrutinized in the public eye since I was a little girl. I truly hope that she gets the help she desperately needs and deserves.
What's interesting about this timing is that Britney was arrested around this.
I didn't really like the wording of that. She sounded like she was trying to be nice about it, but she was also being kind of rude. Like, how do you know she has mental issues and how do you know she desperately needs help? I think that these are all assumptions. Like, if she needs help, yeah, I hope she gets the help she deserves. But what if she don't need help? What if she's just eccentric? There's just eccentric people that live outside of the norm. Like, their everyday isn't our everyday. Her everyday is dancing in her draws. That's what she likes to do.
Same time that she got some wins in court, because there's this man from Louisiana who's obsessed with her. He posts really disturbing things on social media, and he's been after Britney for a long time. The 51-year-old man, identified in court documents as Donald, has been harassing Britney since 2013, but things took a turn last year when he showed up at her home. Britney's team said that they have serious concerns for her safety after Donald posted the words bullet hole heart on social media. The man has a, quote, long and concerning criminal history, end quote, and he was charged with burglary, harassment, and faced accusations of cyber stalking and a DUI too. Whenever he showed up to Britney's home, deputies were called to the residence and they arrested the man. They found him shaking and smoking cigarettes. He was arrested for trespassing, with the petition noting that he exhibited odd behavior and made several incoherent comments during the arrest. But it's not like Donald was the one who really triggered Britney. I mean, I think that Donald's presence is extremely triggering and we need to lock him away or he's going to get our girl Britney. But you guys remember just a couple months ago last year, we were talking about Kevin Federline's book. And ever since he came out with that book, making these crazy accusations about Britney's parenting skills, it seems like she's been on this downward spiral. Quote, it was Kevin's book that really sent her over the edge. It's been downhill from there and it impacted her emotionally. She feels.
What did he say in the book? Like, what did he say about her parenting skills? Was it like crazy accusations? Kevin Federline? Kevin finalized memory you thought you knew was sparked significant outburst. He described her behavior around her son as Joan Crawford on crack, indicating a level of concern and complexity in the parenting situation. Details his experience and claims Spears' co-parenting may have been met with public and media scrutiny. He includes instances such as Spears reportedly telling Pearson she wished harm on the family, which he described as leaving lasting trauma. He also claimed Spears sometimes neglected Jalen's severe allergies and engaged in harmful behavior towards her son. So, just basically calling her eccentric.
Like Kevin Federline exploited her for everything she's got. He used her. He wanted to ruin her, the insider said, and that was a really hard pill to swallow. It absolutely killed her that someone would want to damage her so much, especially because they share 2 grown sons. And now that Britney got this DUI, of course,
Wait, grown sons? Well, that's weird. Why did he write a book talking about if he was concerned about the parenting, he would have went to the police years ago.
He is out here giving statements to his lawyer to make, trying to act like he's the good guy. Quote, Kevin hopes for the best for Britney, and if help is necessary, he hopes that she will neither resist it or those who are attempting to work with her. Okay, it sounds like he's already trying to make it seem like Britney's difficult to work with. He has no idea who she is anymore. But he's not the only one who's speaking out about Britney's arrest, because Britney's ex-husband, yes, Sam Asghari, decided to give a statement, and thank God he did not use this opportunity to trash her. He actually had probably the most respectful statement out of everyone who's spoken about Britney, Cade, Kevin, etc.
A, were you surprised to see that news? And B,
I don't know how I feel about him going on this news station talking about Britney. Because if my relative got in trouble and someone reached out for a statement, I'm not accepting the interview. Like, unless he was like, "Hey, Britney, you want me to speak on your behalf?" And then she was like, "Yeah," like put some good words out there. But besides that, no.
what would your words to her be right now?
You know, my focus has been on the Iran situation because this was such a huge situation that basically deserved my full attention. And as it goes in my past, you know, I cannot skip the past. I celebrate the past. And I think everybody makes mistakes and everybody deserves privacy.
Everybody
you know, if we learn from history, we have to understand the press could hurt somebody recovering from a situation like this. But I'd like to stay focused on the situation because it is bigger than everything right now. And I'm fully responsible to be focused on that.
Now let's talk about the conspiracy aspect of this story. This person on TikTok writes, I don't trust that manager guy. And I don't either. This report says that Britney Spears' net worth just hit $150 million after her $200 million catalog sale. Remember, when she was in the conservatorship, her net worth was around $60 million. Granted, it should be like triple that because so much money was allegedly stolen from her. You guys know how I really feel about that. Since Britney has regained complete control over her financial future post-conservatorship, it looks like Forbes approximates her, or it looks like her deal represents $170 million before taxes and professional fees. Obviously, this is a lot of money to give someone who hasn't really been making money since her book deal. There have been a lot of reports about Britney lately. Like there's this one about her supposedly firing her sobriety coaches, which is interesting. I don't know who told that story to the press. That was actually recently published like this past week. But there have been reports of like Britney Spears' mom speaking to her, Britney's mom randomly like touching down in LA. It's also interesting that Britney's boys are also in town the same time that she was arrested. This person on Reddit writes, someone close to her is leaking to TMZ every few hours. First, it was a DUI, then DUI with drugs. Now it's talking to herself in her own little world. They've thrown in stories of
What's wrong with you talking to yourself? I talk to myself all the time. I think it's important to talk to yourself to play out situations.
about spending time with her kids and being open to treatment too. Obviously, I think it's Cade, her manager, and I think they are slowly preparing us to find out that she's on meth, coke, and Adderall. Britney did speak to her mother, Lynn Spears, and supposedly she had a positive conversation with her mom. Lynn called her immediately after learning about the incident, and the conversation was described as hopeful. Keep in mind that Lynn and Britney do talk on a weekly basis. They've built a relationship since the conservatorship. Britney's mother wanted to let her know that she had her support and that she had offered to assist Britney with any of her needs. I mean, if I was Lynn, I would drop everything and rush to Britney's house and just be by her side. I feel like going and telling the press, like, just want to let her know that she's got my support. No, go and show her that
You ain't got her number. Why are you giving this statement to TMZ? Call your daughter. You know where she live, pull up. So many things you could be doing.
You're supporting her. They are actually there and present. This comment reads, it's all a setup, guys. They want to push her back into the conservatorship or something messy like this. Another person says they wanted to control her again and take her money. Still no pictures of the arrest, just news. They're building up to something. Another person said TMZ is paid. This was a setup. Her account was deleted late last night. I don't know who runs it unless she was released immediately. Sometimes I wonder who else has access to that account. Which is true. Britney did deactivate her account after the arrest. And I don't know if she did it or her team did it or what, but I do think that she's feeling shameful over the situation. And it's not time to, bring up old pictures of her driving with her kids on her lap or like trying to doubt her parenting skills or her stability. I think it's time to pay attention to how the media is framing this. I mean, she's had so many experiences with the media, the Britney documentaries back in the day, like setting her up to look terrible and to have legal consequences because of it when it comes to her custody battles, when it comes to the conservatorship. There's a lot of things working against her. So I'm trying to keep a critical eye when it comes to these things and don't always take every report as truth. I mean, I think we can say that safely after reviewing so many false reports on this channel in the past, but
I think Britney needs to find out whoever said she was on drugs and alcohol. Because if the medical report shows she wasn't actually on drugs, she needs to sue TMZ or whoever told TMZ. Oh no, that seems real suspicious. And she also need to talk to them doctors. Because are they allowed to just put out her business like that? Like, I know they can tell the police because it's like legal. Like, they need to know so if they should arrest her or not.
heard you guys think in the comments below. At the end of the day, I am rooting for Britney Spears, and I hope you are too.
I am too.
But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see
Good video. I hope Britney's okay. Hope they don't put her back in a conservatorship. I just think that's ridiculous. That someone could have that much control over your autonomy.